What's going on, cryptocurrency universe? It's the Bitcoin miner here, guys. Well, I've got a new looking ASIC, but is it an ASIC? Nope, it's actually an FPGA miner. This is a custom FPGA miner that is designed to run multiple algorithms, and I'm excited to get a chance to actually test it today and show you guys what it can do. This is a very similar form factor. I'm sure it's because of the way they cool and tunneling effect, which works great because you can channel all of the air. And this guy has 6 FPGA chips in each board for a total of 12 FPGA chips. I always like to check my miners, make sure that all the heat sinks are attached, none of them fell off during shipping, because it would extremely damage your hardware if you do not have your heat sinks on. So I have not plugged this in yet. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and start testing it and see what kind of results we get. Here we go, up and running. It's actually not too loud at all. I'm very impressed. The amount of heat it produces is not too drastic. I mean, it's warm, but it's like not ridiculously hot at all. You could actually mine in your house with this, unlike an Antminer S9. Those things are just ridiculously screaming. Now, this fan is turned down maybe 60%, 70%, I'm not sure. You can go in the control panel. I put it at 100. It does get much louder. We can run that test later on just to give you guys an idea of how much noise it's going to actually produce. But you could definitely run this in a bedroom that you don't sleep in. Definitely. Maybe if you don't mind a monotone noise in the background, it's not too bad at all. So this guy pulls about 600 watts max. So I'm using an EVGA T2 1600 in order to power it. That can technically power 2 of these very easily with an 80% headroom. Always want to make sure you have an 80% headroom. The closer you get to the maximum output of a power supply, the less efficient it's actually going to be, and it's just not going to be as stable of power. So you want to always think about 80%. Plus, you're going to get into spikes, and you want to make sure your power supply can handle it. So always do it. Maybe I wouldn't plug this thing into anything smaller than an 800 watt power supply if you're going to use a single one. I wouldn't just try to use a 650 or something along those lines. As you can see, mining Nexus right now, we're at 550. I've seen it get up as high as 608, 620, depending on the settings that you actually do with it. Alright, so this guy is very impressive. It definitely does as advertised. Take you guys over to the screen here. It's called the BlackMiner F1. These are the algorithms that it can mine. They posted this about a month ago. As you can see, there are quite a few algorithms that it can actually produce at that point. This is a month old. There is an updated list. I'll cover that with you guys as well. As you can see, it's pretty modest, $8 a day. There is one down at the bottom, ZP, $16 a day. And that's still currently about $16 a day. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to the new list. I just want to give you an idea of what it was a month ago. And this is what we look like today. They have added quite a few algorithms to this. I've tested them all. It does perform at these ratings or close to it. The power rating is very impressive, under 600 watts for what these things are able to produce. Let's use Nexus as an example. That's 2.4 gigahashes. 6 1080 Ti's will produce about 12 to 1300, 1.2 to 1.3 gigahashes. So it's as powerful as 12 1080 Ti's mining Nexus. That's at 550 watts. The lowest I was able to get a 1080 Ti mining Nexus, 6 of them were probably closer to 1300 watts. So that's very impressive in itself. It's less than a half. It's about a quarter of the power that you would be using if you were using 1080 Ti's to mine Nexus. Now, this is not an ASIC miner. It is an FPGA, which means they're field programmable gate units. You can upload different programs to it so that it can mine different coins at highly efficient rates. Now, the one thing I will say about this compared to other FPGAs that I have been researching is it does not have RAM incorporated in it. This is only the chip, so this can only mine algorithms that have high processing values, and no RAM, like Ethereum as an example, requires RAM in order for you to mine it. So this will never be able to mine Ethereum, but it will be able to potentially mine some other large cap coins that are coming up. As you can see on their list here, they have released one secret one recently that does $30 to $50 a day. There's a new one coming soon that does $17 to $20 a day. I have tested the one they have released. It does produce that. It's probably closer to the $30 per day, by the way. It started off at $50. It's down to $30 pretty quickly. Hard to say how long it's going to hold it, but still impressive for what it's able to do. There's another coin up there that you can mine, SCRIV, for $15 to $20 per day, and they have some other algorithms coming in. Nexus is the large cap coin on here. I do believe they're working on some other large cap coins. Do I dare to speculate? But you know, as you know from looking up and researching other FPGA miners, they could easily be mining Monero. Quite a few other coins that are out there that I think that can also be mined with this. So I think it has a lot of potential, especially when they get into some large cap coins. Maybe Library is an example. We'll see. We'll see what these mystery coins are and as they come out. So this is definitely very impressive. Now I'm sure you guys are wondering, how much does this thing cost, especially if it can make $30 per day. You know, it's actually rather good priced. $2,500 is what it costs, and it can mine all those different algorithms. And it's very impressive, especially for the power consumption. I have been comparing this to other FPGA miners that are available on the market, and they're about $3,000 to $4,000 if you can even find them in stock. These guys are actually available and ready now. I think that's pretty neat. I was able to get a unit. I was pretty skeptical at first, but it definitely does. It definitely does like they say it does. It's very impressive, and I think it's a good buy for at $2,500. So I've got one of them here. Definitely going to test this thing out for several weeks. Make sure it's extremely stable. I've been going through most of the algorithms. They do confirm at their hash rate or relatively close to it. There is a fluctuation, of course. The best option, you know, I would have to say, you know, the best one I like so far would probably be the Nexus. Really, I've only stayed on them for about 24 hours. I've tested about 4 of them stable for 24 hours. The next best one, you know, I've only kind of tested the other ones for like 30, 40 minutes just to confirm their actual hash rate. So I can confirm that this thing is able to produce this. Now let's take a look at the Nexus Calculator and see what we can get per day on that. At 2,400 mega hashes, and according to the chart, we're able to get 2.4 gigahashes. So there we go. That's about 14 Nexus per day. So 14 Nexus per day is about just under $10 per day is what this machine can mine on a large cap coin like Nexus. And when I say that, I mean it's top 100. The other coins that are able to mine Zcoin, Lux, Film. I mean, all of these coins are pretty small. That's kind of my biggest downside to this machine. But I do believe that some down here that are pending, that are coming out soon, will be large cap coins. They have confirmed that they have large cap coins coming out. Just don't know what they are, when they're coming, and you know, it could be the one in December. Hopefully, it could be the one that's coming in by the end of this month, November. But we'll see. All we can do is follow them along and check it out. So let's go to the miner itself and see what it looks like. It's actually very easy to use. It looks very familiar, actually. So when we get into the control panel, there's the administration, the reboot, the upgrade. So you're actually able to upgrade the files. So they give you all, that's one nice thing that I really liked about this compared to some of the other FPGA miners that I've been looking into, is that you got to get the bit streams. You got to be able to write the bit streams. I'm not a coder myself, so you've got to be able to attain them. and then there's usually even a fee that could be obtained on top of the bit streams. So you're paying 4% for those bit streams. So these guys actually write and produce bit streams for you. They give you a bit stream for every one of these algorithms, and you're able to upload it into the miner using the upgrade system. So you would just upgrade a new file and flash it, and you would be able to come over here to miner config, and then there's a drop down menu right here that you would be able to select it from and see which ones that are there. You can't hold all of them, but you can hold quite a few. Then you would normally put in your pool address here, and then your mining address. They have it pre-set up for you, so all you would really need to do is input your address, and you can straight up use these pools without having to make accounts most of the time, but you're going to want to confirm that for yourself. So remember, it was making 2.4 gigahashes on average, and you can see here that we're actually producing on average the 2.4 plus, and it's even a little higher right now. As we just saw, this guy's mining about 2.4 gigahashes on Nexus, which is about $10 per day, pulling 550 watts, which is about $40–45 a month in power at 10 cents a kilowatt, which is pretty close to the national average. Maybe 12 cents per kilowatt is the national average here in the United States. So it could be as high as $50 per month. There are other coins, as we talked about, that are much smaller cap. If you're wanting to play with those, you can make $15 to $20 per day. There's even the new one that came out, which is about $30 per day. And it has maintained that $30 per day for the last 5 days or so since I've been testing this device. I've kind of gone around with all of the different algorithms, trying to make sure to test them for 24 hours solid. But it's very stable. It performs as described. And I thought you guys would be excited to check this out with me. I've been definitely enjoying the time I've had to test it out. It's GPU mining, I won't lie, has been kind of boring and depressing lately. It's, you know, $3–4 per day for a 6-card rig, depending on what you're mining, especially if it's Ethereum. You know, there has been Ravencoin lately that has been help saving the mining market. That's, of course, more NVIDIA-based, 1080 Ti's, 1070 Ti's for Ravencoin. And so make sure to check that out. And they may be able to mine Ravencoin with this, actually. I'm not sure because it switches between the 16 algorithms and it may require RAM. So Ravencoin may have the leg up on FPGAs because of the algorithm switching. But don't hold me to that. We'll see if anybody comes up with something for it. But I think Ravencoin is going to be the GPU-based miner for now. And this guy's going to be able to do some of the other ones. So thanks again for watching. I just had a chance to check out this miner, and I wanted to share it with you guys, let you know my results, what I was thinking. It's really simple to use. If you have any questions or anything, post in the comments. They have a Discord channel. They were very friendly, best customer service I've ever seen. You know, it's been a very pleasurable experience compared to some of these other mining things that I've been able to get my hands on, jump through the hoops, talk to them back and forth, translate emails. It's been interesting. These guys were definitely very much so a pleasure to work with, and I do like their miner a lot. It's very profitable, but again, it's small cap coins. That's my biggest downfall. So thanks again for watching the video, and hopefully we'll see some more bit streams from these guys. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. Talk to you guys later on. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. See you till next time.